Is it recording?
Yep.
Gotta make sure. My first TikTok, we weren't recording. What's going on, guys? My name's Garrett Pfeiffer here at Maryland Brand Management. Today I'm gonna take you through the steps of DTG in a shirt. So that's direct to garment. We are going to heat press it, pre-treat it, and then heat press it again, print it on an Epson 2100, and then we're gonna put it through a conveyor dryer. When we started this process about 2 years ago, there was no one out there that was helping me. I called a lot of people, and I think a lot of people kind of wanted to keep it a secret how they were printing the shirts. And I think it's great to share my experience and to teach other people and cut that learning curve down. So I'm going to show you exactly step by step how we're printing a shirt and to try to get the best result possible. And this took us months of just practicing and training to try to get the best print possible. So the first step, this is a Gildan 2000, just a regular navy shirt. So first we are going to heat press the shirt. I'm gonna have the collar hang off, and we're going to use, so this is like a plastic Teflon sheet. It just has like a plastic coating on it. So we use this so we can reuse it every time. We used to use a parchment paper for this, but we'd have to throw them out after a while. This we can use over and over again. So the temperature is set at 310 degrees and it's set for 20 seconds. So we're heat pressing it at 310 degrees for 20 seconds. Okay. The reason why we heat press it first is you want to get all that moisture out of a shirt. It may not feel like it, but regular t-shirts have a lot of water in them. So you heat press it first to try to remove all that moisture. So when you're pre-treating it, it's just pre-treat going laying down on the shirt. All right, we're using a Pearl Elite pre-treater. I'm just gonna lay the shirt down, tuck in all the edges. So we have set parameters for the machine. So what we did originally was we weighed every single shirt and we pre-treated it to find the exact density of how much pre-treat we were laying down. So for this navy shirt, for example, it's gonna be 60 on the machine here, but it was 32 grams of pre-treat we were laying down. So we would take that percentage of the grams and convert it over to a percentage for this machine. So we dialed in this machine specifically to how much pre-treat we're laying down based on the grams, and basically weigh that. So pre-treat the shirt, weigh it before, pre-treat it, and weigh it after to get the exact amount of grams we were laying down as a pre-treat. So we're gonna do it as 60%. So we're gonna come in here. We already chose the density. So we're gonna come into the settings, and we are using Firebird Gen 3 pre-treat. So we're gonna come in here, choose the density, so you can change this, how much density you want. So we're gonna do 60, and then you come in here, the length, you can decide how much you want to pre-treat on the shirt. So we're gonna come down here, and we're gonna do 20. So we're gonna do the entire length of the shirt. So come in, you can come in here and see. So this machine, so you can get in here and see, this machine has one nozzle. So it's a one nozzle machine. So that one nozzle will move the length of the shirt and pre-treat the whole time. Okay, so after it's been pre-treated, we're gonna take a brush and we're gonna lay all those fibers down. So this is one of the key things that I think makes our pre-treat process different than a lot of other people. So you want this shirt to feel and look as much as a piece of paper as possible. So we're laying down all those fibers on the shirt when it's wet from the pre-treat. Okay. So we're gonna take this shirt and we're gonna come over. So this is a pneumatic heat press. You can use a regular heat press, it doesn't really matter. We just like the pneumatic one because you can move faster and load the next shirt when you're doing it. So we're just gonna lay the shirt on top. And this is a Quilon treated parchment paper. So you can get these at like a Restaurant Depot or you can buy them online. But the difference between this parchment paper and a regular parchment paper is it's treated with a certain material. So when you pull the parchment paper off, it's not gonna stick to the shirt. So it's important you get that treated parchment paper. So we're just gonna lay it down. Come over here. So it's 80 seconds at 310 degrees. Fluctuates a little bit, it's set at 308, but it's 80 seconds. So the more pre-treat you use, the longer you have to cure it. If we were doing a white shirt, probably only have to do it for 40, 50 seconds, but navy is one of the darkest colors and we're using the most amount of pre-treat. So we're using 60% on the pre-treat, and it's gonna take 80 seconds for the pre-treat to cure. The parchment paper, it helps lay down all those fibers too. So the goal of this whole entire pre-treat process is to get that t-shirt as close to and as flat as possible. So these Epsons are glorified color printers. So if you can make this t-shirt as close to a piece of paper as possible, you're gonna get the cleanest, clearest, most detailed print, and you're not gonna have any of that filibration from all those fibers sticking up. And I think that's one of the differences is that people kind of have a hard time with when they're doing DTG. And 90% of DTG is making sure this pre-treatment process is done properly. So, unfortunately, you can only use this parchment paper once. So once it's done, the shirt is fully pre-treated. You can see a little bit of some moisture left over, but it's 100% pre-treated, and the pre-treat's fully cured. So we're gonna come over, lay it on the machine, lock it in place. Really get it as flat as possible. We're gonna come over, we'll take another brush, and we're gonna lay those fibers down again. We want this t-shirt to be as smooth as possible. Really lock it in, okay? All right, so come on in, and so this is Garment Creator. Garment Creator is the basic system that comes with the Epson F2100s. So we're gonna come in here, we're gonna use a dark color t-shirt. We're gonna put it on level 5. The difference between all these levels is basically how many passes the print head is doing and how much ink you're laying down. So if you come in here and click on them, it will tell you the white print quality. It's gonna print level 3, and it's gonna pass 8 times twice. So you're on level 6, you're laying down 2 white underlays and then printing the color on top. So we're printing on level 5. So we're gonna come in here, level 5 on the print quality. So dark colored standard, level 5 on the print quality. Drying time, we are not gonna dry in between passes. So sometimes people will print the white underlay and then let it cure for like 10, 15, 20 seconds. We're just printing wet on wet. So 5, drying time is set to 0. We're gonna come down here with the ink density. Ink density, we're setting the color to 30, okay? The white is gonna be set to 50. And then the white management, we're gonna set that to 4. So the reduced white area is, the larger the number, the more you're shrinking that underlay. So you don't want any of that poke sticking out on the underlay. So we're gonna shrink it 4. We're gonna come down here, color settings, brightness, we're gonna have it on -10, saturation, we're gonna have it on +10, and contrast, we're gonna have it on +10 as well, okay? So we're gonna come in here, print one shirt here, send it over to the printer. Okay, it's gonna send one image over, and all we're gonna do, press print. So the printer is gonna come through, print that white, and then it's gonna come back through again and hit that color. Just gonna show you here. So now it's going back through the printer, and now it's going to print the color right on top of that white. Probably not the best shirt for an example. So this is a shirt we're printing for a customer. It's a large online e-commerce customer brand, and we print some of their shirts direct to garment. We also screen print some of their shirts. So we'll zoom in here and you'll see how vibrant and bright the whites are, how solid the whites are, how the red pops, how the blue pops, how detailed the entire image is. And the quality and the detail you're gonna get is far superior, in my opinion, than any other print out there. Okay, so now people dry the shirts differently. Some people heat press them. We're gonna take it out and put it through the conveyor dryer and cure it that way. Linda, you still have the dryer set at the temp? Yeah. All right, I'll change it. All right. So on our conveyor dryer, we are going to change. You're fine. It's going to be set at 330 degrees, and we're going to slow the belt speed down to 5 minutes and 15 seconds. So this is a forced air conveyor dryer. So we have gas line that's coming in, it lights a flame, and that flame causes that forced air to be drawn over the shirt. So this, in my opinion, is the best way to cure any type of garment, but primarily for direct to garment, which is a water-based ink, you really need to evaporate all of that water that's coming out of the shirt. So this dryer, it's going to take 5 minutes and 15 seconds, and that's just our opinion on how long it takes. We've cured it for shorter amounts of time, we've cured it for longer amounts of time. 5 minutes and 15 seconds, especially on a dark garment, when you're laying down white and you're laying down color on top, you really want it to cure all the way through that shirt. So you can cure the top layer, but you really want to cure, and you want all of that water from the ink to evaporate out. And this is getting printed on a 100% cotton shirt. If we were printing this on like a blend or like a poly shirt, you're gonna have a lot more of that dye migration and a lot of that ink and the shirt color coming through. So that's why a lot of people primarily print direct to garment on 100% cotton, because the pre-treatment process will stain a lot of those poly blends, but on 100% cotton, you're gonna get the best total color and vibrancy than you would on any other blend of a garment. So it's going to take 5 minutes and 15 seconds to go through. So we're going to hang out with you. I want this to be one entire video shot all the way through, so people can't say, oh, you stopped, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. So you get to hang out with me for the next 5 minutes. We're located in Baltimore, Maryland. We've been a clothing manufacturer for over 35 years. My father started the business back in the late 80s, and my sister and I have grown the business in the last several years, but we're a family-run operation. We have 5 automatic M&R screen printing presses. We have 5 Epson F2100 direct-to-garment machines. We have a full entire array of DTG embroidery machines, and we do a lot of printing here in Baltimore, Maryland. We print primarily for customers that have their own brands, and that's kind of our niche. But we do custom printing for little league teams and mom and pop shops, you name it. Anybody that wants a shirt done, they can bring it in here and we'll do it. We do a lot of fulfillment as well. So not only do we print the goods, but we stock them on our shelves, and we'll pull them and ship them out as people order on the websites. We also do bulk orders and wholesale orders, you name it. Anything you can dream of, we like to make your dreams come true. So if you can think it, we'll make it for you. So we're gonna come over here to the end of the dryer. If you guys have any other questions, I know there was a lot of people that wanted to see from start to finish our process of how we print the shirts via direct to garment. And if you have any other questions, please let me know. I'm going to be as open as I can about how we print shirts here, and I'm going to try to continue to do more videos on screen printing, DTG, embroidery, DTF. We want to try to fully encompass ourselves in all printing methods and try to be the best we can at every single one. So when we started out DTG, it took months and months of practice trying to dial it in to get this process right. And we think we've done a really good job. The wash test on these shirts is almost close to 100 washes, and a lot of people get rid of a t-shirt before you wash it 100 times. But curing it this way through a conveyor dryer is going to give you the best wash results possible, and you're going to have this last as long as the shirt does. I'll hold it up for you. So this shirt looks exactly the same as it did when it came off the printer. The whites are still super vibrant, the reds pop, every single color and every single detail shows perfectly, and that's all because of that pre-treatment process. So we're using Firebird pre-treat, we're printing on Epson F2100s, we're using a interchange conveyor, forced air dryer to dry the shirts. A lot of the key things we do are brushing that pre-treatment down to lay down those fibers. We heat press it before and after, and we're using that parchment paper. So those are some of the key things that we do that I think differentiates our DTG prints from other people, and I think we get an incredible result. So if you zoom in here and look at all the details, I mean, this is just, it's a beautiful print coming off that machine. And you can scratch it. None of that ink's coming off. This is gonna wash, we'll stretch it. That stretch, it's not gonna crack. I mean, that is a solid print. So that is our direct-to-garment printing process from start to finish. And I hope that helped. I hope a lot of you can see this video and try some of the processes I did today out. And hopefully that helps you with your direct-to-garment printing process. Thanks so much, and I'll see you on the next video.